What's up, my puppets and marionettes? It's me, Toledo Vaya, like usual. And before I get on to the video, I'm here to tell you guys that at 4:45 a.m. I went to the hospital today because my left hip was in so much pain, and I didn't know why. And after we took like some tests, they said I was fine, and then they sent me home at like around 12. And when they put the IV thing in me, they missed the vein on this arm. They missed the vein on this arm. They had to put it in my hand. Yeah, when they put it in my hand, I threw up. Literally threw up. So anyway, I'm going to be reviewing my mom's. My mom has a friend named Terrell Vernon Hicks, and he made his first book, and it took him about like 3 years. He started around the time that my mom was making her own book, Broken Voodoo Doll, and I already read my mom's friend's book. It took me like a week. It was really interesting, and I was like, oh my god, he needs to make a sequel. So, Terrell, if you're watching this, you need to make book 2. Book 2. Get the thing that I did that. You need to make a book 2, because this book is interesting. Now I want to know more. So, now, if you guys are confused about what the book is about, here it is. John Doe. Yeah, I know the cover has some mature content in it, because it shows like a naked pregnant woman, which is why I couldn't read it in my school, so I had to read it outside the school. So, this book, it says, on a warm summer day in August 1980, while in a hospital room, Charlotte Watson's life changed forever. Now a successful psychologist married to her high school sweetheart and the mother of 2 teenagers, she has everything she has ever wanted. Or does she? When her teenage daughter comes to her with an announcement of her own, Charlotte decides to examine her past, revealing a secret that could tear her entire family apart. As a police officer, Bradley Robinson has seen his fair share of other people's pain, but none that quite match the pain he carries. Raised in a difficult childhood that continues to haunt him, he decides to seek help after he has witnessed an unimaginable act. As he begins to confront his past to heal his present situation, he discovers there is more to him than just a bruised and battered childhood. As pasts are challenged and secrets are revealed, Charlotte and Bradley begin a journey as doctor and patient that will change the course of their lives forever. So, I am reading the book again because I love it. It is so interesting. I love the storyline. I loved how it goes to like their point of view, because I like their point of views better than the first point of view. Please don't ask why my lips are glossy. It's just chapstick. And yeah, like the storyline is good. There's just things you could like I can't explain any other words to describe how good this book is. Literally. Like, if I'm reading a book again, it means that it's an interesting book. So, and just to let you know, I finished the graphic novel thing again yesterday after I recorded the book review for it. So, you know. So anyway, spoilers are going to be ahead of this. So if you want to check out the book yourself, I will leave a link to the book on Amazon down below in the description. So you might as well want to pause the video right now because I'm about to do spoilers. But unless you want to like know some more about the book that will get you interested in it, go ahead. You don't need to pause. Just watch. So Charlotte, when he's talking about her being in the hospital room, this was when she was 14 years old. She was pregnant. Yeah, I know, with her high school sweetheart. And her mother, who was like a Jesus, who obeys Jesus a lot, she hated that because when Charlotte's mom was a teenager, she got pregnant herself, and her mom abused her because of that, and because of that, it caused the baby to miscarriage. But now that Charlotte's pregnant at 14, she probably had to, and Charlotte's mom was pregnant when she was, I think, 15. Charlotte's mom started to hit her and be rude to her. She's like, oh, you're a disgrace to this family, oh, blah, blah, blah. And when Charlotte gave birth, she wanted to name the baby wanted to like hold her baby boy. But Charlotte's mom said, "Get the baby away from here. He's a disgrace. He's a mistake." Because that Charlotte only saw him once. She didn't get a chance to name him. And when she got back to school, she went to go see if she could see the baby. He was gone. And the John Doe is what the novel is called. It's what the hospital called the baby because Charlotte wasn't able to name her own baby boy. And now that she's older, her daughter, who is 16, is now pregnant. Yeah. It's like a cycle is happening through that. Like 15, 14, 16. I just noticed that. And the reason that Charlotte was being abused by her mom when she got pregnant was because, like, Charlotte's mom, like, I can't keep on saying Charlotte's mom. I need to know what her name was. Yeah, her name was Carol. Yeah. So, Carol, she really didn't want that to happen to her daughter because her daughter, like, focused on her school and education, and her boyfriend Keith, who was 17, he didn't really know that she was pregnant because her mom told her that she had to keep it a secret. She's like, "Oh, you can't tell anyone or else I will," like, it was something like she would think it was something about killing or something. I can't remember, but because that Charlotte kept quiet, she used to be happy, and after she had the baby, she was so timid and quiet and cold. She was heartbroken because she wasn't able to live with her baby boy. So now that Charlotte's an adult, her daughter is having a baby, she tells her about it, and then she lets her daughter keep the baby. So now that's on with Charlotte's life. Now we're going on to Bradley's life. Now for Bradley, spoiler, huge spoiler alert. So when I do this, means I'm about to do the spoiler. So if you don't want to hear the spoiler, you might want to mute it. And then when I do this again, then I'm gonna tell you when it's done. So Bradley is actually Charlotte's baby. It's just that during his childhood, when he was being abused, his stepmom, she was being abused by her husband, whose name was Eddie, and he would hit her all the time for the most dumbest excuses. And they had two sons. There was Eddie, their real son, and then there was Bradley, their adopted son. So when the husband was done beating the wife would go on to Bradley and would start beating him, saying, "Oh, I hate you, I don't love you," something like that. And because of that, it caused him to become an alcoholic, even as an adult, and his past has been haunting him a lot. Okay. And because of that childhood, he almost lost his wife, and he almost lost his two daughters because of him being an alcoholic. So then he became suicidal, which was what almost caused him to lose his wife and children, because his daughter witnessed it, and he was like, "Come here, you can't tell anyone about it." She got haunted by it, that every night she would go over to her parents' room and she would sleep with them, because she's like, she's as if watching over him because she doesn't want him to die. So the teachers of Bradley's daughter complained to his wife that she's been getting really sleepy. So she goes over so when her mom picks her up from school, she has her daughter tell her why she's been getting a lack of sleep. She tells her, and then she moves out of the house along with the daughters until he could get his act together. Because of that, Bradley's friend, who is, I think, the nephew of Charlotte, he makes an appointment for them to meet, and then they start talking, and then that was when they figured out that Bradley is Charlotte's long lost son. So, and in the middle of that story, because Charlotte was so focused on her psychology work, Keith has been having an affair with another woman who works with him, and her name was Anita Cole. It's weird how I can remember that, but I can't remember other names in this book, sadly. And she got pregnant by Keith, and at the end, she's like, oh, this is, I think it was a son or a daughter. She's like, oh, this is your baby, I'm going to be moving to Florida. And he's like, oh, call me when you get there, because I don't want my child to live without a father. And I'll be honest with you, I've never heard anyone say that before. Just to let you know, I would love for someone to say that to a woman who just gave birth to their baby. Would at least be like, and if they're moving and they can't move, they'd be like, well, call me when you get there, like, let me know about the child and stuff, because it means that, like, you really care for the child. And there's a lot of people in this world that could care less about their children. That's just cruel and cold for all you motherfuckers. Boom. So anyway, John Doe, I read it on the bus, which is the 16, and my friend, who is a 6th grader, I know age difference, whatever, I don't care. She's like, oh, what are you reading? And I showed her it, and then she read a little bit of it. She's like, this is an interesting book. So if you guys have seen it, since you guys have seen this video about me talking about it, I would love for you guys to go on Amazon and get the book to support my mom's friend, because I've overheard my mom saying that over the past time when he was creating this book, he was really nervous about it because he feared what people might think about it, but my mom could care less about that. And honestly, I would love it if you guys could maybe give him some feedback about how interesting the book is, like if you guys are interested in it. But if you guys aren't interested in it, maybe you could ask, maybe you could tell him about what he can improve on, but don't be rude about it, because this is my mom's friend, and he's a writer. He's been working on this book for 3 years, and give him some credit. So I will leave a link to John Doe in the description, and I will also leave a link to my mom's book, Broken Voodoo Doll, in the description as well, along with my DeviantArt and my quota. So I guess I will see you guys on the next book review. Bye!